The next day, Amber was sent to Mandalore. The hidden kingdom outside are the frontier villages. Mandalore, the largest city outside Mandalore. Concord Dawn. Recently the Ark family made relationship with Cheyenne and improved their village. Well, we know the brand when attack will fail. Ashbin, how is Amber doing? Jaune, she's being treated by the best of our healers, but it will take time rather than doing nothing. Ashbin, I was thinking of Pa. Jaune, no, bad idea. Ashbin, you haven't heard it yet. Jaune, you were thinking of passing the power into another host. But what you don't know, they might have taken precautions if they failed. And they did. They might have thought you planned to transfer it to another host. So please tell me who you plan to transfer the power to. Glinda, the headmaster plans to pass it on to Ms. Nikos. Jaune, now that is the dumbest plan I ever heard. Glinda, excuse me. Jaune, think about it. Pyrrha is a public figure. Yes, she is the best and strong, but she attracts so much attention. She already has a target on her head by being the 4-time tournament champion. And you didn't predict the enemy would have a list of targets? And Pyrrha would be the first name in their list. The two professors' eyes widened. He was right. Jaune, Tarvisla admits he made a mistake, that those who are the strongest has the right to rule. And he who shall not be named sullied the name Mandalore. We have seen what plagues her and we know how to deal with it. Ashbin, I see. Thank you for all the help. It seems we finally have an advantage, since 300 years. Jaune, there's nothing to thank me for, I'm just doing my duty. Ashbin, is there anything else? Jaune, I saw something unusual. Glinda, what is it? Jaune, when Crow and I were fighting, I saw a student ran away the moment he saw Crow. Glinda, now that is suspicious. Jaune, and the CCT was recently infiltrated. I'm afraid to say this, the enemy is already at our door. Ashbin, that is grave news. Jaune, can you give me a record on all the transfer students? I'll investigate possible targets. Ashbin, granted. Jaune left the office. Glinda, that boy is amazing. Ashbin, reminds me of Tar when we used to be friends. I know out there he's proud. But I do feel sad about one of his descendants straying from his path. Ashbin's thoughts dwell on the source of the White Fang's roots. Death Watch. Jaune returns to his dorm. Nora, hey fearless leader, where do you go? Pyrrha is over here worrying about you. Jaune looks to Pyrrha. Pyrrha, you got hurt pretty bad and you're out there still doing work. We heard from your grandpa that your people never resort to your aura, as it defeats the purpose of true hard work. Ren, I have to agree with Pyrrha. Why do you people look down on those who use aura? Jaune, aura didn't exist at the beginning of time, it's something that was discovered. My people have lived for centuries without it and it never backfired in us. We believe people have become complacent. I see you all just tanking hits that you could avoid. Your sense is dull that you're so comfortable that aura will keep you safe. And I don't mean any offense, Pyrrha, you're a great fighter, but I always saw that tournament fights are just a way of showing off. Pyrrha, it's no problem, Jaune. My organizers and agents even told me to do so you're not wrong. Jaune, I have been in so much life and death scenarios you wouldn't believe. Fighting no matter what boils down to two things, dead or alive. I hope I was able to drill that lesson into all of you when we trained. Pyrrha remembers the aches when she got her ass handed to her. Ren shivers at the killing intent Jaune displayed during training. Nora just guessed she never knew a bounty hunter to be so strong. Jaune, I'm still a long way to go with my training, but I know we're gonna win. RWBY, not if we have anything to say about it. Team JNPR turns to see Team RWBY at their door. Jaune, oh really? You think you can contend with a Mandalorian warrior? Young, oh we know we can. Jaune, poor fools, they don't know what's in store for them. Someone else was at the door. It was Velvet, Lilith, and IG-11. Lilith, Papa. Jaune, have you been a good girl? You haven't been giving Velvet trouble, have you? Velvet, nothing of the sort, Jaune. She's been an angel. Blake smiles, seeing a faunus and human relationship growing. IG-11, very bold of you to assume you can best a Mandalorian. Weiss, what do you mean by that? IG-11, in historical records, a standard Mandalorian warrior can handle a team if huntsmen, and they are far from the skill level of elites and the legendary Mandalor. Young, oh yeah, what's Jaune Boy's skill level then? IG-11, he is the best of his age level, only matched by the Mandalorian commando known as Boba Fett. They are considered a level above the elite. RWBY, wow, but even so Team RWBY will be the best team. Nora, no. Team JNPR will. Jaune just sat with Velvet and Lilith while the two teams bicker. Velvet, so you're still under commission? Jaune, yes, we may have Torchwick in custody, but he's not working alone. Jaune scrolls through the registry until his scroll rang. Jaune answered, and it was his grandfather. Jaune, hello. Garen, Jaune, I got new info for you. Jaune, understood. Garen, look for a team from Mistral called CREM. Jaune scrolled and found the silver-hair boy. Garen, if you need help you know what to do? And here's a message from Roman. The call ended. Jaune pulls out the dark saber, which caught RWBY's attention. RWBY, what is that? Jaune, the weapon of the first Mandalor. Weiss, it looks like just a handle. Jaune, may I remind you, this weapon is what unified the kingdoms and laid waste to armies. Young, if what you said is true, it's an antique. Blake, guys, you do realize you're making fun of their heritage. If we're not his friends, he might beat the crap out of us. Jaune, at least someone has some manners. RWBY, how can that be a weapon? Does it use dust? Jaune, that's a surprise, you'll see it during the tournament. RWBY, aw. Jaune then texted Ashbin who the suspects are. Velvet leans and kissed him on the cheek. Velvet, good luck. Jaune, there is no such thing as luck.